everyone, welcome to JGM Masterclass. Guys, in today's video, we will learn about coupling constant and also we will see about the factors affecting on it like geminal factor, Wisnel coupling, long range coupling, cis and trans coupling, allylic and aromatic coupling. The topic is very important since it is giving you the idea about the types of proton and its neighboring protons, the nature of the neighboring protons. So we will see it by considering first coupling constant definition. The unit of coupling constant is in hertz and it is represented by J. So what is coupling constant? The distance between the peaks in a simple multiplet is called coupling constant. So we will see what is this multiplet mean. Okay, as you might have done your basics regarding NMR, I assume that you know what is chemical shift, what is Pascal's triangle, how do you get multiplets here, how do you the multiplicity you get here. If you are aware of all these basics, then you can watch this video. Otherwise, you first cover all those videos related to the chemical shift, multiplicity, Pascal's triangle. I have prepared that. You can find the link in the description box. So the next statement is the coupling constant is a measure of how strongly a nucleus is here, we are talking about proton, how strongly a proton is affected by the spin state of its neighbor. Okay, so how strongly a proton is affected by its neighbor means neighboring protons. Spin state, we know under proton NMR the spin transition occurs, spin is going to be affected. So these two statements you can consider under the definition of coupling constant, and we will understand this by taking this ethyl iodide as an example. Okay, as you can see here, ethyl iodide, very simple example. If you notice, there are two set of protons. One is for the methyl, other is for the CH2. Okay, so in proton NMR, you will assume two signals for two different set of protons. Okay. So we will see how these two protons, like as you can see the second statement, how strongly a set of nucleus, okay, so this is strongly a nucleus is affected by the spin state of its neighboring. So here we can see this spectrum, the NMR spectrum. As you notice, the methyl proton is in the environment of two protons CH2, and we know the splitting occurs because of n+1 rule. N is a number of neighboring protons. Since here you have two protons, 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 means 3, triplet. We call it triplet. Okay, so methyl is going to show you a triplet. Similarly, you can notice here you have a triplet here. Similarly, this CH2 proton is in the environment of 3 protons. 3 is the N here, n+1 rule. So N is 3, 3 plus 1 means 4. 4 we call it quadrate. So for this CH2 you will get a quadrate because of the neighboring proton. So you are getting a quadrate also. 4 lines quadrate, 3 lines triplet. Okay, and you can see the intensity ratio also. Here 1:2:1 based on Pascal triangle, and the intensity of the quadrate is, you can see, 1:3:3:1. That also you can notice from Pascal's triangle. Okay, so you should know this. Triplet and quadrate gives us that if you're getting in NMR spectra triplet and quadrate having the same coupling constant value, you can notice same means the two are in the neighboring environment, and we can write down CH3 CH2 for that, right? So now J. Okay, so the first statement, distance between the peaks in a simple multiplet. This is a multiplet and the distance between the peak. Okay, so here you can see the distance here. This is J, consider J coupling constant 7.5. Again on the other side it is equal 7.5. And in the other multiplet also you are getting the same distance 7.5. It means the two sets of protons or two peaks, they are coupling with each other because it has the same value. Okay, now the following spectrum is recorded at 60 megahertz NMR, and you can see here the values which are mentioned: 110 hertz, 183 hertz. What is that? It is the shift of the peak, okay, from the TMS, which is a internal standard tetramethylsilane. And we can notice that the same spectra you can record on the 100 megahertz NMR also. So as you increase the instrumental frequency, the resolution will increase. Means the, let's say if you can notice the two peaks are very close to each other, that the same two peaks on increasing the frequency of the instruments are away from each other. So there is no you can say there is no coupling, or you can say there is no interference, right? The correct term is interference. There is no interference between the two peaks. You can easily distinguish and pick the peaks triplet and quartet as you increase the instrumental frequency. And you can notice as you are increasing the instrument frequency, there is no change in the coupling constant value, it remains the same. So, and similarly the chemical shift value, which is represented by del, that will also be independent of the instrumental frequency. So very important statement that the coupling constant and the chemical shift values are irrespective of the instrumental frequency, it remains the same, okay, or independent of the instrumental frequency. While you can notice the shift from the TMS is going to be different. Here for the triplet you were having 110 hertz, the same is going to be more now 183 hertz. Similarly for the quartet it was 183 hertz, now you are having 305 hertz. So shift is going to be changed, but the chemical shift value and the coupling constant value remain the same. You can see here we have mentioned the same statement also. Now we will see one question like factors affecting the coupling constant in PMR spectroscopy. PMR is nothing but it is called proton magnetic resonance. Also you can write here one HNMR. So we should know that what all factors are affecting it. Different factors are there. First we will discuss geminal coupling. Geminal, it is also called 2J coupling. As you can notice here CH2. If the two protons which are attached to the same carbon, right, started coupling with each other, means when they will couple with each other when the two protons are chemically non-equivalent. Okay, I have prepared a video also on chemically equivalent and non-equivalent, how to identify that. You can find the link in the description box and you can watch it. Okay, so when the two protons which are attached to the same carbon are chemically non-equivalent, then they will couple with each other. Okay, and the coupling constant value is between 10 to 18 hertz. It is very strong because only two bonds are involved between the two protons. So as you increase the number of bonds, the coupling constant value decreases. As the distance increases, coupling constant decreasing. Okay, the coupling effect decreases. So this is the 2J bond coupling, which is very strong coupling called geminal coupling. Next is vicinal coupling, which is considered 3J coupling. And 3J coupling varies from 0 to 12 hertz value. And usually it is considered 8 hertz. But we will see for alkanes, you can notice here for this is considered vicinal proton. 1, 2, 3 bonds are involved here. The two carbons are neighboring carbon. And the protons attached to the neighboring carbons are called vicinal proton and having 3 bond distance. The system is alkane and the value will be 6 to 8 hertz for alkanes for vicinal coupling. Long range coupling is the 4 bond coupling 4J, and you can see as the number of bond increases here, the value is very small, 0 to 2 hertz. It is also called W shape or zigzag system, and usually it is found in alkane. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds are there. It is a 3 carbon system and having the 2 protons separated by 4 bonds. So this is called long range coupling. Value is very small, 0 to 2. It is a weak coupling. Also you can notice it looks like a W shape. Very important coupling, trans coupling. Again it is considered 3J coupling, and you can find the trans and cis coupling in alkenes. So trans coupling is a stronger coupling. The value you can notice from 11 to 18 hertz, while the cis coupling is between 6 to 15 hertz. So if you take an average, trans coupling will be coming in the center around 16 hertz, and cis coupling usually comes around 8 hertz. So you can easily distinguish cis and trans isomer based on proton NMR, right? So this is applicable for the alkenes. We have seen the vicinal coupling for alkanes also. So this is the alkene. Where the two protons are on the same side, considered cis, and you have 1, 2, 3 bond separation. So the cis coupling is 6 to 15. While you have a trans orientation, then the value of coupling constant will be between 11 to 18. So you can easily distinguish the correct orientation of the proton in proton NMR for your molecule. We also have aromatic coupling, like we know, ortho, meta, para, three isomers are there. So first we will see ortho. The value is for the coupling constant 7 to 10 hertz. You can notice here the two protons are ortho to each other, and it is 1, 2, 3. 3 bonds are involved. Therefore, it is 3J ortho coupling. It is a strong coupling compared to meta, which has 4 bonds, 2 to 3 hertz. You can notice here the two protons are meta to each other, looks like W only, and have 4 bonds, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 bond couplings are weaker than 3 bond coupling. And you have para isomer also. Para means it is involved 5 bonds, again very small, 0 to 1 hertz. The two protons are para to each other, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 bonds are involved, and so it is very weak. As you can notice, all the three isomers are having different coupling constant value, so you can easily distinguish the three types of isomers, ortho, meta, para, based on proton NMR. Now we have allylic coupling 2, which is again 4J coupling, and it is a weak coupling because it has 4 bonds involved, 0 to 2 hertz. You can notice it is a 3 carbon system, 1, 2, 3 allylic system with 1 double bond, and the two protons are allylic protons and involved 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. So it is a weak coupling. You can easily distinguish allylic coupling also. See, you can find out the allylic coupling, and they ask a question in case of MSc students, that given a count on vicinal and geminal coupling. So we have discussed many examples. For geminal means 2J bond coupling, and vicinal is 3J bond coupling. We have seen 3J in alkanes, we have seen 3J in alkenes, and we have seen 3J in aromatic ortho. So you can take examples and explain nicely about the coupling. So I hope you understood the coupling constant and its factors affecting on it. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the comment section. I will try to uh, make a video on your doubts. Happy learning.